Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to Sketch Sunday. We'll be joining Moira and Crystal and we'll all be using the sketch that you see in the top left corner of the screen. And if my voice sounds a little bit off, it's because I am currently sick, but I really wanted to go ahead and get this video up and share this layout with you all. So first up, I'm going to go ahead and trim down my photo, and this is a family photo that was taken on one of my birthdays back in 2013. And you may notice that the lighting in this photo is a bit off. It's not that great at all. And it is a tiny bit blurry as well, but we don't have a lot of family photos. So once I find one, I always want to go ahead and document it. So I am going to begin by trimming down my photo and just leaving a tiny white border all around. And I'm going to go through the 6x6 paper pad and find a pattern paper to go ahead and create some elements to use on the layout. Now you can see in this sketch there's lots and lots of triangles, but I will go ahead and change things around a bit on my layout. I will definitely be using the sketch as the guide, but I will change things around. So once I pull out some pattern paper from the 6x6 paper pad, I will also pull out a background paper from that die cuts with a view paper pad that you're looking at right now. Now I wanted to make sure I grabbed one that will make the elements on my layout pop. And you can see there I already went towards the darker tones. I went towards that striped black pattern paper as well as this polka dot paper here. And I even thought about using the brown, but I do go back to the polka dot paper and I also grabbed this one as well. So you can see here the first change I made with the sketch was to use hearts instead of triangles, and I'm using 2 different size punches here, and I will go ahead and list all of the items I used today down in my description box as well as the size punch that I use. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut out some of the larger ones as well as the smaller ones from this pattern paper right here. And you'll notice that the small ones that I punch out, some of them they're missing the bottom part of the heart, but that's okay. I'll go ahead and tuck those in under the top of some of the hearts once I place them on my layout. So once I'm done cutting out my hearts from this piece of the pattern paper, I'll go ahead and do the same with the second sheet. So now I have all of my hearts punched out, and I am going to go ahead and arrange them like those triangles are on the sketch horizontally. But I felt like I wanted to add them in vertically instead, and you can see that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to go ahead and lay them all out on my background, and once I like where they are, I will start adhering them using some liquid adhesive. Now I do add some foam adhesive behind some of them, and that way they're lifted off the page a tiny bit and adding some dimension to the layout. And once I adhered my photo to my background, I also added some foam adhesive behind my photo as well, so that's lifted off the page also. So there you can see I arranged all of my hearts, just making sure I distributed all of those different colors as evenly as I can, and I did keep 2 of them so that I can add that to the lower right corner to add a tiny cluster there as well. So for my title, I'm going to use this wood veneer word that says family. And once I'm done adding that, I will pull in some wood veneer hearts as well and tuck those into my paper hearts on the left side of my layout. So next up, I'm going to use some twine on my layout, and I am going to add that in as a border around my photo, sort of a frame. And here you can see I'm just using some liquid adhesive, running a line of it over my photo. Then I'll place my twine on top of that liquid adhesive and hold it down just for a little bit, and it stays in place really well. Now I do leave a little bit hanging off the edge, as you'll see here once I cut both ends, and I'll go ahead and do the same for all sides, just leaving them overlapping at the edges a tiny bit. Next up, I'm going to add in some more wood veneer pieces that will bring in some red to my layout as well as some gold. And I'll also go ahead and add some word phrases as well. And these word phrases bring in a lot more gold to the layout. And these are from Maggie Holmes' collection, I believe. Once I'm done adding in these word phrases, I will go ahead and add in some enamel dots. Now the enamel dots I use are from a Chanel collection. I believe it's box of crayons, and it is an orangey red color with some glitter in there. And I love the glitter that it brought, the sparkle that it brought to the layout. I'm absolutely loving how these hearts are popping off this page. But of course, you guys know I love to add borders around my layout. So I'm going to go ahead and remove about a 1/4 inch off the right side of my page. And I remove a sliver off the top and bottom as well, because you can see there my hearts go almost all the way to the top and to the bottom, and I did not want to cut off my hearts at all. So you'll see here, once I remove the right side, I will go and remove just about the same amount, but by removing some from the top and the bottom. Then I will go ahead and grab a stone color cardstock, and I will distress the edges of this layout before I add it to that cardstock. Now you'll see I do distress it 2 times. I distress it this first time here. I choose the cardstock I'm going to use, and then I'll go in again and distress just certain areas of the edges, so that way just certain areas are distressed a bit more and showing a little bit more of the cardstock that will be behind it. Be sure to check out my description box. I will go ahead and leave the links to both Moira's and Crystal's videos down below, so you can check out their interpretation of this sketch as well. And I'll also go ahead and leave a list of all of the items that I used on this layout today, like I mentioned before. So here you can see me distressing the edges a second time, and then I'll adhere it to the cardstock, and I really love how this looked. At this point, I felt I needed something a little extra on some of these hearts, but I did not want to add much more embellishments to take away from the hearts or from my photos. So I decided just to go in with a few more word phrases, and that's what I'm doing here right now. So I hope you guys enjoy the process. If you did, be sure to leave me a thumbs up before you leave. And I will give you guys a close-up look at this layout, as well as some still shots coming up very soon. And I want to thank you all for watching today. So until my next video, bye.